Joining me on Newswatch is Sophie Elsworth, media writer of the Australian newspaper. Sophie, the bullying on Q&A and on Twitter was really something.
Andrew, it certainly was. I thought Freya was very articulate in her arguments. I thought she spoke very well. She raised some really good points, but I really question why Conservatives bother going on this program. I mean, you're walking into Q&A, which is stacked with a leftist panel. It's stacked with basically a Green/Labor crowd. Conservatives are not very welcome there, and that's just a point in case there, Andrew, that if you go against their views, you get booed, that they sneer at you. I mean, this is really appalling stuff. But it comes back, Andrew, to the core problem at the ABC. There's never any balance. Who is running this program? Their executive producers left. They should be looking at overhauling this program, particularly now Stan Grant's moved on, and fix it up once and for all.
Well, they've carefully curated an audience that acts like a pack of ferals. That's the real issue here, and that's not something you change overnight. To more intolerance, Sophie, I mentioned this the other day, cartoonists boycotting Australia's biggest media prize, the Walkleys, because it's sponsored by Ampol, the petrol company, they're global warming nutters. There's some pushback now, Sophie. Herald Sun cartoonist Mark Knight says this is just virtue signalling and he's going to park his diesel ute underneath the venue. Warren Brown is against the boycott, Johanna Sleek against, Hedley Thomas against, Laurie Oakes, Michael Leunig and more. Basically, Australia's finest cartoonists against the boycott. What's going on here?
Well, I must say, Andrew, interviewing cartoonists is a highlight for me because they're just so funny and they're so light-hearted and they don't take themselves seriously. This group, Johannes, Mark Knight, I spoke to John Spooner today, Warren Brown, I mean, they just think the whole thing is a complete and utter joke. But you've got this left-leaning contingency of the cartoonist fraternity, Andrew, that are basically activists now. Put aside your pens, put aside their paper. They are an activist group that are saying, we want to change this. We want Ampol gone as a sponsor. We want nothing to do with it. They've condemned comments made from the founder of Ampol and also the Walkley Awards, Sir William Walkley, from a column he wrote in the SMH 62 years ago, Andrew. So this is where we're at in the media class at the moment, where cancel culture is alive and well, and it's going gangbusters, really. And now they're saying, these cartoonists, they won't be entering, they won't be judging. I spoke to Michael Leunig today, and he just thought the whole thing was a complete and utter joke. And he basically said, well, no one will miss them at the awards anyway.
Well, that's true. Michael Leunig's generally been on the left. It's one of those things, I think, where the very great cartoonists, and we mentioned it, thank you for adding John Spooner, I wasn't aware of that, but of course John would be against the boycott. The great cartoonists are against the boycott, and the ones that run with the pack, the ones that aren't that much very good, they're for it. That says everything. Sophie Elsworth, thank you so much for your time.